Have you ever played a game that completely blew your mind, going way beyond what you ever expected? Today, we're diving into the top 12 games that didn't just meet expectations, they shattered them. From groundbreaking indie titles to AAA masterpieces, these are the games that surprised everyone, setting new standards for the industry and winning over millions of fans. Kicking off our list, we have the indie darling, Undertale. Now you might be thinking, oh great, another RPG. But hold on to your pixels because this one is special. Created by a single developer, Toby Fox, Undertale became an instant phenomenon. Imagine pouring your heart and soul into a game and having it explode onto the scene like that. It's got quirky humor that'll make you chuckle and groan in equal measure. The characters, unforgettable. I mean, who knew a skeleton named Sans could be so iconic? And let's talk about those battle mechanics. Instead of just mashing buttons and hoping for the best, you can actually spare your enemies. You have choices that matter, affecting the entire story. It's not just about winning, it's about how you win. Remember that time when you decided to spare Toriel and felt like you just made a new best friend? Or when you went full pacifist and got that heartwarming ending? Undertale redefined what an indie game could be. From underground monsters to climbing mountains, let's move to a game that's as challenging as it is heartfelt. Coming in at number 11, Celeste took the platformer genre to new emotional heights. When I first heard about it, I thought, okay, another platformer where I'll just die a lot. But wow, was I wrong. Celeste isn't just about jumping from one ledge to another. It's about Madeline's journey to climb a mountain, both literally and metaphorically. Each level, brutal. Every jump, a test of your patience and skill. But what sets this game apart is the story that weaves through the challenges. Madeline's struggle with her inner demons resonated deeply with players everywhere. You're not just pressing buttons, you're connecting with her story of self-discovery and battling anxiety. It's almost like therapy, if therapy involved dying 1,000 times on pixel-perfect jumps. And the art style? Gorgeous. The music? A hauntingly beautiful soundtrack that pulls you into Madeline's world. Remember that moment when you finally reached the summit? The sense of accomplishment is real, like you climbed your own mountain. I can't count how many times I threw my controller in frustration, only to pick it up again because I just had to see what happened next. That's the magic of Celeste. It proved that indie games could deliver powerful narratives and intense gameplay in a tight package. Next, we're stepping into an epic fantasy world from a studio that no one saw coming. At number 10, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt was a game changer. I mean, if you haven't heard of Geralt of Rivia by now, have you even gamed? With its vast open world, complex story, and choice-driven gameplay, it redefined the RPG genre and set new standards for world building. The first time I rode Roach across the rolling hills of Velen, I felt like I'd stepped into a living, breathing world. The attention to detail is staggering. Every village, every character, every blade of grass feels meticulously crafted. And those choices, they're not your typical black and white moral decisions. They're nuanced, often leaving you questioning what the right choice even is. Remember that moment in the Bloody Baron questline? When you're torn between helping a clearly troubled man or condemning him for his past actions. It's heavy stuff. The combat is fluid and engaging, with a blend of swordplay and magic that keeps every encounter fresh. And let's not forget the side quests. They're more compelling than the main stories in some other games. Hunting down monsters isn't just about slashing away, it's about preparation, strategy, and understanding your foe. And who can forget Gwent, a game within a game that became an obsession all its own. Collecting cards and challenging NPCs across the land was a delightful distraction from monster slaying. From swords and sorcery to soccer with cars, let's take a detour into the world of vehicular sports. Number 9 brings us Rocket League, the game that made car soccer a phenomenon. When I first heard about it, I thought, cars playing soccer, really? But once I picked up the controller, I couldn't put it down. The fast-paced, intuitive gameplay hooked me immediately. The controls felt tight and responsive, making every flip, boost, and goal a thrill. One match turned into 5, and before I knew it, hours had passed. Each game was wild and unpredictable. Just when you thought you had a comfortable lead, the other team could pull off a last-second aerial shot that left you gaping at the screen. What really blew my mind was how this simple concept turned into an esports sensation. Watching the pros pull off insane stunts and strategies added another layer of excitement. I found myself cheering for my favorite teams as if it were the World Cup. But it wasn't just about winning, it was about those unforgettable moments. Like when you accidentally scored an own goal in overtime, but your friends couldn't stop laughing about it for days. Or that one time you pulled off a perfectly timed bicycle kick to win the match and felt like a gaming god. Next, we descend into the underworld with a game that's as beautiful as it is brutal. Taking the number 8 spot with style is Hades. Let me tell you, this game is a masterpiece. I remember booting it up for the first time and being instantly hooked. The visuals, absolutely stunning. Supergiant Games really outdid themselves with the art direction here. Every frame looks like it belongs in a museum. And the story, oh man, where do I even start? You play as Zagreus, the rebellious son of Hades, trying to escape the underworld. It's a classic tale of defiance against parental authority, but with Greek gods. Each run reveals more about the characters and their relationships, making it so hard to put down. The combat is where Hades truly shines. Fast-paced, intense, and incredibly satisfying. Each weapon offers a unique playstyle, and combining different boons from gods like Zeus and Athena keeps every run fresh. You ever had that perfect build where everything just clicks? It's a thing of beauty, but what really captivated me was how the game blends narrative and gameplay seamlessly. Dying isn't just a setback, it's an opportunity to learn more about the world and its inhabitants. I found myself looking forward to conversations with characters like Achilles and Dusa, almost as much as I did the next boss fight. From Greek gods to unforgiving challenges, let's talk about a game that created its own genre.
That's what you get.
At number 7, Dark Souls set the standard for challenge and atmosphere. When I first picked up the controller, I thought, how hard could it be? Boy, was I in for a rude awakening. The game's brutal difficulty had me hooked and frustrated in equal measure. Every enemy encounter felt like a life or death struggle, and each boss fight pushed my skills to the limit. Remember your first encounter with the Asylum Demon? Yeah, that one had me questioning my life choices. But it wasn't just about the difficulty. The intricate world design drew me in like nothing else. The interconnectedness of Lordran with its hidden shortcuts and secrets made exploration a joy. It felt like a living, breathing world where every corner held new mysteries. And let's not forget the combat. Oh man, the combat. Every swing of your sword, every roll to dodge an attack, it all felt so rewarding. You couldn't just button mash your way to victory. You had to think, strategize, and adapt. Defeating a tough boss after countless attempts, that was pure euphoria. What Dark Souls did was more than just challenge players. It created an entire genre. The Souls-like games that followed owe their existence to this masterpiece. It changed the landscape of gaming forever, proving that players crave deep, rewarding experiences even if they come with a steep learning curve. Now let's dig into the blocky world that took creativity to a whole new level. Number 6 is Minecraft, a game that needs no introduction. When I first loaded into Minecraft, I didn't quite get it. Blocks, pixels, but then I started building. My first house was a dirt shack, but it felt like a palace. With its endless possibilities and simple graphics, Minecraft became a cultural phenomenon and inspired a new generation of gamers and creators. I remember the first time I stumbled upon a village. It was like discovering an ancient civilization, complete with tiny blocky villagers who made funny noises. And the thrill of mining my first diamond, nothing quite like it. Every player has their own Minecraft story, whether it's their first encounter with a creeper, or the time they built an elaborate roller coaster that defied the laws of physics. But what really sets Minecraft apart is its community. The mods, the servers, the sheer creativity people pour into this game. It's mind-blowing. One moment you're building a simple farm and the next you're exploring an intricate recreation of Hogwarts or the Starship Enterprise. It's a testament to what happens when you give people the tools to create whatever they can imagine. Let's not forget about Redstone. My attempts at creating complex contraptions usually ended in disaster, but watching others build working computers or elaborate traps always left me in awe. Minecraft isn't just a game, it's a canvas for creativity and innovation that continues to evolve and captivate players of all ages. Let's shift to a game that redefined open world adventure and set a new benchmark for exploration. Taking the number 5 spot is The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. When I first booted it up, I had no idea just how transformative this game would be. The vast open world stretched out before me, begging to be explored. I remember standing on the Great Plateau, feeling a mix of awe and excitement. The world was mine to discover. The intricate physics puzzles were a game changer. Magnesis, Cryonis, Stasis. Each rune offered a unique way to interact with the environment. I spent hours experimenting, finding new ways to solve puzzles and overcome obstacles. It wasn't just about following a path, it was about creating my own. The sense of freedom in Breath of the Wild was unparalleled. I could climb any mountain, glide off any cliff, and go anywhere my curiosity took me. One minute, I was cooking up dubious food concoctions by a campfire. The next, I was facing off against a Linnell with only a few arrows and a rusty sword. Each encounter felt like an adventure in itself. And let's not forget the little details. The weather system that had me scrambling for shelter during thunderstorms, or the way animals reacted to my presence. Every moment felt alive and dynamic. With its stunning landscapes and deep mechanics, Breath of the Wild redefined what players expect from adventure games. Next, we saddle up for a trip to the Wild West in a game that brought storytelling to new heights. At number 4, Red Dead Redemption brought the Wild West to life. I remember the first time I stepped into the dusty streets of Armadillo feeling like I had been transported back in time. The attention to detail was astounding. Every tumbleweed, every sunset, every saloon brawl, it all felt so authentic. Its gripping narrative hooked me from the start. Playing as John Marston, a former outlaw seeking redemption, I felt every bit of his struggle and determination. The story unfolded with twists and turns that kept me on the edge of my seat. Remember that moment when you finally confront Dutch? The tension was palpable. The immersive world made exploration a joy, riding across the open plains, encountering random events and diverse characters. It never got old. Hunting wildlife, gambling in saloons, or just soaking in the scenery, Red Dead Redemption offered a living, breathing world that begged to be explored. And let's talk about the details. The realistic horse mechanics had me feeling like a real cowboy. The dynamic weather system added layers of atmosphere and challenge. Even the smallest elements, like the way NPCs reacted to your presence or the period-accurate weaponry, showed Rockstar's commitment to creating an authentic Western experience. Capturing the hearts of millions, Red Dead Redemption wasn't just a game, it was an experience. It set a new benchmark for storytelling and world building in Western games. Now we're stepping into a game that redefined the FPS genre with groundbreaking technology. At number 3, Half-Life 2 was a technological marvel. I still remember booting it up for the first time, my eyes widening at the sheer detail and immersion. The opening sequence, with the iconic G-Man's cryptic monologue, set the tone perfectly. As I stepped into Gordon Freeman's shoes, I felt like I was part of something groundbreaking. The physics engine blew my mind. The way objects reacted to your interactions wasn't just a gimmick, it was integral to the gameplay. Remember the first time you picked up the gravity gun? Launching saw blades at zombies never got old. It wasn't just about shooting, it was about manipulating the environment in ways I'd never seen before. The storytelling gripped me from start to finish. Alex Vance became more than just an NPC. She felt like a genuine companion. The world of City 17, with its oppressive atmosphere and haunting Combine forces, pulled me in deeper with every step. The dialogue wasn't just filler, it drove the story forward and built a world that felt disturbingly real. Visually, Half-Life 2 set new standards. The textures, lighting, and character models were leagues ahead of anything else at the time. That first encounter with a Strider towering over you in a city street, pure awe mixed with terror. From technological innovation to stylish RPG storytelling, let's dive into the world of Persona. Number 2 goes to Persona 5, a game that took the JRPG world by storm. When I first loaded up Persona 5, I was immediately struck by its unique style. The bold, vibrant visuals and the slick, jazzy soundtrack set the tone for an unforgettable experience. The game's opening sequence, with its stylish animation and catchy music, had me hooked before I even knew what was happening. But it wasn't just about the aesthetics. The social simulator mechanics brought a whole new layer to the traditional JRPG formula. Balancing school life, friendships, and dungeon crawling felt surprisingly natural. Each character had depth, depth, their stories unfolding as you spent more time with them. I remember bonding with Ryuji over our shared struggles and feeling genuinely invested in his journey. And the story, wow, it was a roller coaster of emotions. The Phantom Thieves, a group of high school students fighting against corruption and injustice, captured my heart. Each heist was meticulously crafted, blending thrilling action with thought-provoking themes. The game didn't shy away from tackling heavy subjects like abuse and societal pressure, making every victory feel earned and meaningful. The combat system was another highlight. Turn-based battles felt dynamic thanks to the bat and pass system and stylish animations. Every fight was a chance to strategize and show off your moves. With its unique style, social simulator mechanics, and an unforgettable story, Persona 5 shattered expectations and became an instant classic. And finally, our top game, a masterpiece of storytelling, emotion, and survival. Taking the top spot, The Last of Us is a game that needs no introduction. The moment I first stepped into Joel's worn boots and gazed at the post-apocalyptic world, I knew I was in for something special. The narrative gripped me from the very beginning. Joel and Ellie's journey through a ravaged America wasn't just a survival story. It was a tale of loss, hope, and the bonds that form in the most dire of circumstances. What really set The Last of Us apart was its emotional depth. Each character felt real, their struggles palpable. I remember the heart-wrenching prologue. Sarah's death had me on the edge of my seat, tears streaming down my face. It was a gut punch that set the tone for the entire game. The visuals were stunning. Every crumbling building, overgrown street, and abandoned home painted a vivid picture of a world gone to ruin. The attention to detail was incredible, making every scene feel alive despite its desolation. But it wasn't just about pretty graphics. The gameplay seamlessly blended tense combat with moments of quiet exploration. Each encounter with the infected or other survivors was fraught with tension, scavenging for supplies, crafting makeshift weapons. It all added to the immersive experience. And let's not forget the powerful performances by Troy Baker and Ashley Johnson. Their portrayal of Joel and Ellie brought an extra layer of authenticity to their relationship. Watching them grow from wary companions to surrogate father and daughter was nothing short of breathtaking. With its powerful narrative, emotional depth, and stunning visuals, The Last of Us set a new standard for storytelling in games and left an indelible mark on the industry.
Chain is stuck.
And there you have it, 12 games that didn't just meet expectations, but soared beyond them. From indies to blockbusters, these games prove that heart, innovation, and vision can turn the unexpected into legends. Each offered something unique, be it a gripping narrative, groundbreaking mechanics, or an immersive world. Who would have guessed a simple game like Minecraft would become a cultural phenomenon, or that Dark Souls would create a new genre? If you love this list, comment with your picks, and subscribe for more top-tier gaming content. I want to hear your thoughts. Which games deserve a spot here? What hidden gems have you found that others should know about? Thanks for watching, and keep gaming with high expectations. Sometimes the best surprises come when you least expect them.